You only get 7 takes, the energy's gone. Hey everybody, welcome back to 1 Minute Walking Tours. As always, I'm your host, Jonathan. Thanks to everyone who's been liking, subscribing, and leaving comments. Really helps the channel grow. And if you'd like to leave a comment, you can talk about today's video, where we talk about Kings Highway and Quentin Street. Now, these two streets have famous namesakes. Or do they? Now, anyone who's ever ridden a Brooklyn-bound subway will know that pretty much everything stops at Kings Highway. Now, most people will know that Kings Highway is named for Charles II, King of the Britons. Who are the Britons? We all are. We are all Britons. But this section of road, which was finished in 1704, finished meaning it was connected. All of the original paths that led from the New York Harbor all the way further out onto Long Island were joined up and called Kings Highways. Now, people have been using this section of road for a path since there have been people living in this part of the world. Now, the original Algonquin peoples who lived here called it this. I'm not going to pronounce it, but that's what this road was originally called. And we don't see Kings Highway until 1861, where it appears in the name of a deed of a person who owned land near Flatlands, Brooklyn. And by then it was called the Wagon Path. So in 1683, this wagon path and the Algonquin named road was called Kings Highway. And now this section of road here too was also used by British troops as they're maneuvering to fight the Battle of Brooklyn. So you can imagine the Algonquin, I mean, that blows my mind. It's one of the things I love about history. It's just that so much history is traveled down Kings Highway here. Now, Kings Highway isn't as long as it used to be. Anyone will tell you that. It doesn't have the same borders, but it is one of the major arteries through Brooklyn. Now, right up here, Charles II meets Quentin Roosevelt. Now, one of the things I love about history is that Quentin Road here in Midwood, any New Yorker will tell you it's named for Quentin Roosevelt, who was shot down in 1918 over France during the Great War. Unfortunately, that's not true. Because in 1874, this area of Brooklyn, Fatlands, and Midwood were surveyed by the Kings County surveyors under the idea that Brooklyn was just going to keep expanding. You might as well be planned for it. And since there were no official names yet, Quentin Road was actually Avenue Q. And so forth. And if you follow northwards and southwards, you'll notice that all of the road names have a corresponding alphabetical beginning of their words. So Albemarle, Cortelyou, Glenwood are all where they are, obviously, in the alphabet. Because as you can see, 1 block north of Quentin Road is Avenue P. So in 1910, we first see the residents of Avenue Q petitioning Kings County to be Quentin with an E at the end Road. And Kings County doesn't really do too much about that until 1922, when the residents of Avenue Q once again petitioned to have their name officially changed to Quentin with no E at the end, and they claimed it was for Quentin Roosevelt, but it wasn't, because they had actually thought ahead of time that that's what they wanted to call the road. And you can see these trees behind me. This little triangle of trees has been here for more than 100 years, and it's named after Archie Ketchum, who was a local business developer and a big part of developing this area of Brooklyn. So next time you're traveling down the very busy Kings Highway, just think to yourself, wow, the Algonquin peoples traveled this road, the British Army traveled this road, and now you're traveling it. And you can tell all your friends, guess what? Quentin Road is not named for Quentin Roosevelt. Those are the breaks, people. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you here soon on 1 Minute Walking Tours.